Hello, good afternoon everyone. Good afternoon our classmates. Good afternoon my teachers. My name is Mohammed Maarof. Today I'm going to talk about biometrics. What is the first thing that comes into your mind when you hear about biometrics?
Fingerprints, facial
Yes.
recognition,
Yes.
DNA.
Yeah.
Yes.
In the beginning, I would like to give you an overview about biometrics. What are the biometrics? Biometrics are referred to the body measurement and calculation which are related to the shape of the body and behavior and physical traits. Biometric authentication is also known as electronic authentication is a method used in computer science for controlling access or identifying individuals. Also, it's employed in surveillance to recognize people within larger groups. In addition, biometric identifiers are unique, measurable features used to recognize and describe individuals. These identifiers are often classified as physiological characteristics which are related to the shape of the body. History of biometrics. Although automated biometric systems only became popular in 1990s, the concept behind them is ancient. For example, the ancient Egyptians used physical features to recognize and trust traders. Also in Babylon as early as 500 BCE, merchants used fingerprints to sign and record business transactions on clay tablets. Types of biometrics. Biometrics generally divided into two main types of biometrics: physical characteristics and behavioral characteristics. What are the behavioral characteristics? Behavioral characteristics involve a pattern in the way a person behaves. One common example is digital signature. Can anyone give me an example where digital signature is used?
In a bank,
Yes.
when applying for ID card.
Yes. For example, when you go to the bank to open an account, definitely they will ask you to give them your signature. And your signature should be unique because you will use this signature in every future transaction in your bank account. What are the types of physical characteristics? These characteristics are based on the physical traits of an individual used for verify identity. This includes facial recognition, fingerprint analysis, hand geometry, iris recognition, etc. Examples of biometrics in use. Everyone uses biometrics in their life. For example, when you want to unlock your phone, some people use fingerprints or face ID anyway. Also, when traveling to a country that requires a visa, definitely will apply for visa. And one of the most important steps in the visa application process is the submission of biometrics data such as fingerprints and photograph. And part of that, I'm going to mention some types of biometrics which are used at the government level. For example, law enforcement. Biometrics like fingerprints and bioprints are used to identify criminals and solve cases. For example, when a criminal does a crime, there definitely will be a trace in the crime scene, and that will help the law enforcement to find out the crime and catch the criminal. Government. Agencies such as Homeland Security and Border Customs use fingerprints for border control, e-passports, and facial recognition, etc. Healthcare. Fingerprint IDs help verify patient identities in national healthcare systems around the world. Airport security. Iris recognition and other biometric methods improve passenger identification and safety. Data security. Biometrics authentication is used for security. Since a person's biometric traits don't change, keeping this data safe is extremely important. For example, in 2015, a group of hackers stole personal and biometrics of millions of the US government workers, and that was a huge number of biometrics that were exposed. Also in 2019, millions of biometrics and facial records were exposed due to security flaw. In 2021, the Taliban gained access to these biometric devices and after the withdrawal from Afghanistan. Also in 2021, Afghan Iraqi fingerprints and iris scans were exposed due to poor data security. In conclusion, should we fear the future?
Question.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, we'll be scared that our personal details shouldn't be leaked out, yeah, or
Yeah,
the
yeah.
money shouldn't go from our accounts, yeah. So we do
Also,
have a short little fear.
I think, in my opinion, if a country has a strong department of social security, they shouldn't fear about their biometrics because they will be in safe hands. In my opinion, the impact of cons can be minimized with smart strategies and implementation, considering that the pros outweigh the cons. In the end, I would like to thank my family for sending me to India to study English, and heartfelt thanks to my teachers and all my classmates. Special thanks for teacher Suresh for helping guiding me during the entire course, and I will never forget the wonderful people that I met at this academy. I hope I can visit you again. Thank you for attending my presentation. I truly appreciate your time and support. Thank you. Does anyone have any question about biometrics?
Is there anything else that can be used as biometrics besides fingerprints and eye scans and face scans?
Yeah, it can be. Some countries they use hand geometry, and the way you work with, and sometimes they use iris recognition, and I think there are so many types of biometrics that we can use to recognize people.